Here's a video of the 1992 Subaru Sambar van I imported from Japan. I'll just start with a walk around, show you all the little features, and I'll fire it up and show the engine and all that stuff. So it's a little tiny Kai car from Japan that they typically use for usually getting cargo to and from places, and they're really small, real efficient, and really fun to drive. So I'll go ahead and start here on the passenger side. It's a right-hand drive, but you can get the gas filler cap down here, which is kind of fun. I put some larger tires on there. These are 13-inch rims. Go ahead and open the door here. So this is the passenger side of the van. It's in really good shape. Doors are real simple. This is the opener that opens the car door, and then manual windows. It's got a little glove box. The battery is actually located under the seat here. There are little snaps here that you undo, and there's actually so the seat folds back here, and this is actually where the battery hatch is. So I put a brand new battery in there. We've got a little Subaru toolkit, which is really cool. These just buckle back down. And the carpet actually has little snaps on the bottom, which is pretty clever. And there's a snap right here. This is what the back of the van looks like. So it's got just a pretty simple fold down seat. The thing that's kind of interesting is there's a sliding door on both sides. So when you open this thing up, you could probably put a lot of people or cargo in it, but I mean, you've got full access. It's basically like a Black Hawk helicopter at this point. So there's a couple of small rips in the seat, but I think you could probably get those patched by a upholstery shop. They're all separated at the seam here, so heck, you might just get it recovered completely. But the seats fold down completely flat, which is nice. So you just fold them in half, and they just flip around, and you've got a huge space in the back, and also a really high roof. I mean, I'm 6'2", and I'd say the roof is just a couple inches higher than I am. So got a good space there. I'll take you around to the back. It's got an enormous hatch door in the rear that opens up. You can see how tall that roof is. But yeah, you can really store a lot of cargo in this thing. The interesting thing is that the motor is actually in the back of the van. So this is actually the hatch that you can open up, and there's 4 Phillips head screws here that will open the engine bay. That's how you change the oil and do some various things. You add wiper fluid here in the back, right above the tail light, and then you have radiator fluid going in here for the coolant, which is kind of funny. There's actually a switch right here, and this switch will open up, and this is how you access the engine. This is the Subaru Clover engine. It's a 4-cylinder engine that's carbureted, actually. But yeah, it's got everything you need right there on the back. I'll go ahead and pull this thing back up. Flip this back over. Overall, it's been taken pretty well care of. There's a couple of small spots where there's like some really light surface rust, but it's just like, here's a good example. Like, it's just kind of discolored. It's not actually rusty at all. So go ahead and open up. This is the driver's side. It's a nice little compact cab over design here. It's a 5-speed, and yeah, it's very utilitarian. There's not too many frills on this thing. It is just all business. So go ahead and walk around the front here. You can see a little bit better view of the front. Just got a bumper. It's a plastic bumper. It's a little faded. I put a coat of plastic trim restorer on there. It looks pretty good, but there's a couple spots where I need to go over it again. But all the glass is perfect on the van. I was pretty pleased. I mean, there's not a rock chip, not a nothing. I mean, they're all really good. Another thing that's really interesting about the van is the side windows actually roll down here, which is kind of unusual. There's a window crank, and you can lower this giant window down about 2/3 of the way. You can really air this thing out in the summertime. And it's got little window panels here where you can have you a nice little curtain or something to match the, you know, if you want to turn it into a camper van. I'll go ahead and get in and fire it up. Like I say, it's a carbureted van, so, but I haven't had any problems starting it up here in the mountains. You can see it just fires right up, so. It's got pretty basic amenities. It's got a little AM/FM radio here, and it's got just a real simple heater and air conditioner. They work. Heater runs pretty good. AC runs cold as far as I can tell. This is the shifter knob. It's kind of an interesting, the shift pattern is the same, but there's actually a 4-wheel drive button on top. So you can push that 4-wheel drive button. You can see that it kicks into 4-wheel drive. And there's also you can see over here, there's like basically a granny low gear. And so you can pull it all the way up and stick it in granny low, and you'll go into 4-wheel drive here. But here we've got the windshield wiper stock. So you can change got the rear wiper going back there, and you can run the front wipers here. They work pretty well. Over here we've got the headlights, so headlights turn on and off, and then the blinker stock is actually on the right, which is kind of interesting. So that's the hardest thing about driving a right-hand drive car, is you have to keep your hand on the right side and flip the blinker whenever you're changing lanes and turning. But yeah, it's a neat little car. I've really enjoyed driving it. This is another feature that I like. You can lock and unlock the tailgate, which is real handy. The rest of the locks are all manual, so just push them down. But it's got 116,000 kilometers, which translates roughly to about 70,000 miles. You can see the pedals down here. We've got a clutch on the left, brake, and then a gas on the right. The little motor is real quiet. It just hums right along. I mean, it sounds great. It's got a fresh oil change in it, and I mean, it just buzzes around town. So there's no fluid dripping anywhere. I got really lucky with this one. But that's about it. That's the van. It's a lot of fun. Great for moving things around town. Perfect for picking up a couple people, or just, you know, commuting to and from work. So anyways, hope you guys liked the video.